digo, no, yo que hagas jugando porque abundaba todo. Le algo tapante,
Ay, ya se viene de allá, pues estaban a la fiesta y ellos no, y el hormero no supo estar, no conocía muy bien acá en este lado. No supo dónde era la graduación de un hijo de Pancho.
Morning, everybody. Buenos días. ¿Cómo les va?
A ver, compro la mesita de media panda.
Ya no se arregla más. Ya está.
Está.
Buenos días. How's it going, everybody?
No te voy a olvidar el teléfono, se lo llevas al muchacho.
Sí, mamá. Dice, saludos y bendiciones, homie, de parte de mi tocayo José. ¿Cómo le va, José? Y también tenemos aquí a Sara Sandoval. Buenos días, Sarita. ¿Cómo le va? ¿Cómo amanecieron hoy? Today is Wednesday, May 14th. And we're about to start our day here. We're going to have a little bit of coffee with some bread. And then we're going to be out to start our day. Okay? So, give me 1 second.
Sí.
Thank you, Mommy. Check it out. I got my coffee here. It's ready to go. Okay, good morning also to Marcela. Buenos días, Marcela.
Más café.
Good morning to you.
Canela.
no.
And good morning, everybody. It says Wax from the Valley. Wax from the Valley. Right on, thank you, Wax from the Valley. How you doing this morning?
Mira, sí, a ver,
Jose Reynoso, your Azteca Health man. Reminder, you get your Azteca Healed now on the TikTok shop. Also on Amazon online, Flip, and AztecaHealth.com. Also on Walmart. Okay, and so 9,200. So it's Noah. All right, Noah. Right on. We're almost at 10,000 now, and it's the appreciate that very much, Noah. All right. Love you, sir, says Noah. All right. Well, you can call me Jose. I don't think I'm that old yet. But then again, you know what? I've noticed that when we were younger, when I was younger, I would look up to people, you know, like my age now, and I would call them sirs too, and they would tell me the same thing. No, you don't have to call me sir. You know, I'm not that old yet. And now that I'm at that age, people call me sir all the time. So yeah, now I can see, I can kind of, you know, relate to it a lot more. Okay, so let's check it out. That's good. I would have to say sorry. You have to say sorry that it's normal. Like I said, I used to call people sirs back in my days too, and now, okay, for the heart, man, appreciate it. Now people call me sir all the time. Yesterday, I gave my dad a pedicure because he was complaining that his feet hurt because his nails grow really big. And so what happens is when your nails are getting real big, they hurt his feet. So I cut off his nails and I did I sanded them down. I gave him a nice little pedicure. And for those of you guys that didn't know, I used to own a nail salon. I used to be right there in the Cottingtown Mall. So I did that for years, and I had a lot of good clientele. The reason why we closed down is because the mall started getting less and less traffic when the internet came on, and people could order more from online. That's when business went to shits because there was a lot less people going to the mall. So then we closed the salon. But I'm a professional manicurist. I used to do extension on nail, acrylic nails, gel, whatever you wanted. Like that one joke that Asian lady. You got boyfriend, honey? Why you don't have? You know what I mean? So I used to do that professionally, and so I do that for my dad whenever he needs it. He used to go to the doctors before, right? Good morning, bendiciones, dice Diana. Thank you, Dianita. And so my dad used to go to the doctor to have them do that, and the doctor would cut into his skin, so he was really scared. He hated going there. So that's why I do it for him now. I do it nice and gently. I do it nice and slow. And so my dad likes that a lot more, that he doesn't have to go to the doctor to get that done anymore, because I can do it for him. Okay, so that's one of the many talents that I have, is I'm able to do nails professionally. I also do my mom's nails. I've done many people's nails, that in my family, but I used to do it professionally in the mall. Okay, so I'm not, it wasn't just, I don't do just construction. I also did nails back in the days. Have a great, safe day from Texas, and that's for user 74 million. Thank you very much, user from Texas. Appreciate that very much. How is Texas going so far? You know what? Some people the other day were telling me that I have an accent from Texas. I've never been to Texas, but right on. Thank you very much. We need a morning prayer. Okay. We'll have my mom to give us a morning prayer here in a minute. Okay. My mom, she's the one that does the prayers here around here. I don't do the prayers because I don't know how to pray. Every time I pray in Spanish. Okay, yo rezo en español. Porque when I was going to the catechism, cuando yo iba a la doctrina, it was in Spanish. So when I pray in Spanish. And I don't know that many prayers, you guys. I know the very basics, okay? Yo me sé el Padre Nuestro, la Ave María, y that's about it. Well, yeah, that's about it. También me sé el credo, and como unos dos o tres rezos, but that's it. My mom, she knows a lot more. Plus, people don't believe me when I'm praying. They think I'm full of it. And my mom, as you can see, she does it with a lot of devotion. So that's what my mom does here. Everybody likes to hear her pray. So if you wait a little while, we'll get some prayers going here for you, okay? All right. Thank you very much. All right. This laptop thing is going haywire. Have a good day, bro. Says aquí Len Oliver. Thank you, Oliver. Appreciate it. I hope you have a great day too. Okay. Y luego también we have J Post Clips. Oh, do you do hair? Do you do haircuts? Is that what it is? Says good morning, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate that very much. Do you do haircuts? Is that what you do? Man, that thing is going super whack, you guys. This thing is going whack. There we go. Oh man, the screen is going weird, you guys. I think I'm gonna switch that phone because it's going crazy. I'm not able to read the comments, so I'm gonna turn it off for a minute and then just hop right back in, okay, you guys? Give me 1 second here. Give me a second. Okay, TikTok, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to reset this thing because it's going weird, okay? So just jump back in. Thank you. There we go. That's a lot better. Como iba yo a saber? There we go. All right, good morning on YouTube. We have more people joining in. I appreciate that very much. It says, good morning, sir. Good luck on today. Thank you so much. And that's from Mr. Beans. All right, thank you, Mr. Beans. Some coffee with some fun in the morning. Be the best before work. Yep, that's right. You gotta have a good breakfast before you guys go to work. I usually don't eat. You know what I mean? I usually just go to work and I get something to eat at lunchtime. I usually only eat once a day. I don't eat that much, you guys. We are back. That's right. Thank you for coming right back. That I was having problems with this. I was using this right here. Okay, and so the screen is cracked. So it goes haywire, and I'm not able to read the comments and stuff. So I'm using my main phone. It was kind of dead, but I got the charger for it now. That's the reason. I'm sorry about that. Kimberly, how you doing, Mama? Good morning, Kimberly. Kimberly says, good morning, Jose. Thank you, Kimberly. I hope you're doing good today, Mama. Today is the May 14th. Okay, and we're about to start our day here. On this Wednesday. Okay, my mom, she's getting herself ready. She's doing the things little pretty mommies do. Okay, right now. All right, dice aquí, buenos días, José y familia. That's from Hugo. Gracias, Hugo. ¿Cómo le va, Vali? As you can see, it's early in the morning. I'm usually here like around 6:30, but today I got here a little bit earlier. I was gonna go fishing this morning. We were gonna go get those clam duckies, but I decided not to go. So some of my friends, they went without me. I'll go next time. Okay, Jay Postclip says, you are new, my friend. I'm gonna follow you. All right, well, that's great. Thank you so much. Or just post clips. Do you do haircuts? Is that what your name means? Is that what it means, or is it just some random name? Let me know, please. Okay, Alice says, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I feel great. I'm looking. Well, I probably don't look great, but I feel great. All right, you guys. Okay. So yeah, so I'm having my peanut butter and jelly sandwich here this morning. And okay, so it says, no, post clips just kind of means I post random videos. Okay, I see that now. Okay, I get it now. I thought it meant maybe you give, haircut clips or stuff like that. That's why I was thinking that. Right on. Appreciate you letting me know about that. We do this morning stream every morning here with my mom and my dad. And so then I go to work. So a lot of people like to come here in the morning. Okay, they say, I think you look great. Oh, thanks. Thank you very much, Alice. Appreciate that. And a lot of people like to hear my mom's prayers. Okay. Oh, somebody yesterday was commenting on one of the prayers that my mom was doing, telling me that I should translate the prayer in English because they like it, but they don't understand it. And like I was telling you guys, I really don't know how to pray that much. I barely know the Padre Nuestro and el Credo. I know la Ave Maria, Santa Maria. That's it. That's how I pray. And when I pray, I always pray in Spanish because that's when I was going to Catechism, Código de la Doctrina, it was in Spanish. So that's why when I pray in Spanish. I know the
Pero estás bautizado y confirmado y la primera comunión no la has hecho.
Sí, mamá, ya hice mi primera comunión yo.
Te confesaste y todo y...
Todo el pedo.
No sé decir pedo.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom.
Black es una mala palabra.
I'm sorry, Mom. Okay, dice, to pray is to speak to God. He hears your every word and loves you. That's right. Thank you, Hugo. But you know how when you pray, you say, oh, you know, Padre Nuestro, que estás en el cielo. So that's what I mean. When I pray in Spanish. I mean, when I ask God for something, whatever, si en inglés or en español. Yes, but the actual prayers, the only ones I know, it's in Spanish. Okay, so that's what I meant, Hugo. God will understand anything you say. You know, like if you speak Spanish or English or whatever, God knows every single little thing there is to know. But some people ask me to pray for them and stuff, and that's what I mean. I don't know how to do that. You know, so that's what I meant. Okay, Gail. No, Callie Dank says, good morning, Theo. Good morning, sobrino. How's it going? Any good dank today? Hugo says, he hears your heart, not your words. Hey, that's good. That's well put. That's very smart, Hugo. That's right, because sometimes I guess when you feel through your heart, and that's great. Have a great day. Thank you, Callie Dank. Appreciate that. And then Lil Lori Doggy 156 says, hi, how you doing? Peace.
Sí, que okay. Pues yo allí.
Sí, mamá, véngase para acá. No, madre, usted cabe allí.
Mira, ahí está aquel.
Sí, mamá.
Donde te sientas tú.
Ok, mamá. Sí, véngase, mamá.
A ver, eso.
Come on, mamá.
Acá está.
¿Te ayudo?
Sí, por favor. Ya me la llevo aquí. Estas tazas no me gustan porque tienen un rabo muy chiquito y se doblan muy fácil, se caen.
Sí.
Mira. Muy buenos días, amigos Aztecajío. Pues aquí estoy nuevamente saludándolos y espero que estén bien y que también ya hayan desayunado. Yo estaba esperando a ver si llegaba mi hijo para sentarme aquí con ustedes y pues yo estoy bien, muchas gracias.
Cool, Mom. All right, you guys, for those of you guys that don't know, this is my beautiful mom. Good morning, Mommy.
Good morning.
All right. Okay, Post clip says, how long you've been practicing English? You speak English so well. I don't practice English. I've been raised here in California since I was about 5 years old. So I started school in kindergarten, graduated high school. I went to college for a few years. So I don't think it's practice. I think it's more like speaking it. Thank you. Appreciate it, though. And honestly, you guys, well, I speak more English than I do Spanish. The Spanish that I speak is the Spanish that my mom and my dad have been, you know, speaking to us at home. So I've never gone to school in Mexico or none of that. So I've been raised here. So the Spanish that I know is the Spanish that my parents have been teaching us and speaking to us at home. Right? In English, I basically know everything that they've taught me in school. So I speak English just like any Anglo person would speak English. Sometimes a little bit more because honestly I have more education than some of those Anglo people. Thank you very much. All right. Buenos días, señora. Dice aquí Post Clips.
Muy buenos días. Pues no me dijo cómo se llama usted, pero yo me llamo Josefina. Y pues bueno, ya soy señora desde 60 años.
Ok. Kimberly dice, hola, mamá fina.
Muy buenos días, Kimi. Y pues no pienses que es mal pronombre, pero yo a mi nietita le digo Kimi. Y ella está en Las Vegas. Y tiene un niño muy bonito también.
Oye.
Lo quiero mucho a mi bisnieto. Y está, ¿qué es lo que ella hace? Contadora, ¿verdad? Del dinero.
She's an accountant.
Ajá.
Oh, you know
el
what?
dinero de que llega de los casinos, ella lo cuenta. Y cuando ella viene de vacaciones, los patrones están pobres porque, no pobres pues, pero le dicen que siempre falta 40,000 con los otros contadores y ella es muy honesta, ella no es buena, pues no, todos mis nietos tienen estudio y son buenos nietos.
Yeah, and she was here the other day, Kimberly. She was here and she brought her little son here. He's so adorable. And we love her very much. All right, he said, why do you wear a hard hat? Well, have you ever seen people that wear baseball caps everywhere? I'm the same, except mine's a hard hat. I love my hard hat. I don't feel good without it. Every time somebody asks me why I wear a hard hat, I know that you're new here. So welcome, Jesse Rodriguez. Okay, you're always gonna see me wearing a hard hat. I don't wear a hard hat like maybe once or twice a week to let my hair breathe, because I am going kind of bald a little bit. Okay, so once in a while I let my hair breathe, but most of the time you're gonna be seeing me with a hard hat, whether I'm streaming in the middle of the night or early in the morning or whenever. You're always gonna see me with a hard hat. Okay. Primero safety, dice aquí, user 57 million, that's right. Me llamo Pilar, por eso me dicen Philly. Dime niña. Okay. Philly, very busy mom. All right, Pilar, Philly. All right.
Y a los hombres se les dice Pila, don Pila.
¿Don Pila?
Sí, porque ahí estaba un señor vecino y todo el mundo le decía don Pila hasta sus hijos, ay, va a llegar Pila, y que Pila, se llamaba Pilar.
Okay. Oh, don't worry. Thank you. I was just curious, says Jesse. Jesse, don't worry about it. I get this question asked to me every single day. Watch. This morning, I'll probably get that question asked maybe like 3 or 4 times. And that's how I know people are new here. So don't worry. Thank you very much for being here. Okay? All right. Okay, this post clip says, I feel you, brother. I always wear hats too because of my hair. But oh well, that's part of life. That's right, that is part of life. They say that baldness means wisdom. I don't know how they got that, but yeah. So, when I was younger, I had I still do. I still have pretty nice hair. Okay, I had a nice and slick back, and I always used to comb my hair. I didn't like wearing a hat when I was younger because I always liked to show off my hair. But as I started doing more and more construction work, I started wearing a hard hat. I started wearing a hard hat little by little, and then pretty soon it was more of an everyday thing, and now I can't take it off because I'm so used to it and I like it. And believe it or not, women like it. I get more pegged when I'm wearing my hard hat like this than when I'm not, because when I'm not, I look more like a thug, and when I wear my hard hat, I look more like a hard-working man. And ladies, especially ladies that for me, I'm 52 years old, so I go out with women, right? Not little girls or youngsters, and women that are attracted to me. More of them are attracted to me because I look like a hard-working man. Women this age, they want a serious man. They're not looking for, the bad boy anymore. So, yeah. Okay? Okay. Why do you always wear a hard hat? See? Like I was telling you, Jesse, I'll get this question asked all day long. All day long. I wear a hard hat because I love it. Thank you very much. And it's for the ladies. Thank you very much. Bro, NVM. What is NVM? Okay. Aga says, torta pounding with the hard hat on. No, you gotta take it off because it's for their safety. So it could fall down. Oh, God. I don't like to say that because it sounds funny and all, but the ladies don't like me to say that. So I'm sorry, ladies. Okay, Kimberly says, similar to Kimmy and you yourself, I look half Asian with the eyes on a fence. No offense to anyone. Oh no, don't worry about that. Did you see Kimmy, my niece? She's Asian. She's half Laotian. She's Mexican and Laotian. You want me to show you a picture of her, Kimberly? Watch. See? This is Kimberly, this is Kimi right here. Okay, and she looks Asian. She does, I mean, can you see that she's Mexican? See that?
No, ella no está en el casino dentro, ¿verdad?
No,
En una
no,
oficina
pues, estoy hablando
escondida.
de otra cosa, mamá.
Ah. Ella no le gusta ni le dan tickets para que vaya a comer al casino y no va ella.
No, yo sé, pero no estábamos hablando de eso.
Mm.
Okay. All right, moving on. Could fall down and hurt the tortas. Yes, that's right. You wouldn't want that now, would ya? That's probably one of the only times I take it off. That and when I'm sleeping. All right, you guys. So yes, we're very happy to be here today. Today's Wednesday, the 14th. Today I'm gonna be going to work again, which I'd rather go fishing, but oh well. I was gonna go fishing to get those duck gooeys with a couple of friends, but I decided to go working because I have responsibilities, you guys. Did you catch a white striper bass deal? Yes. Did you see that? Ponciano. See, I caught a big white striper the other day. I measured it. It was 2 feet long. Estaba así nota. Como así, ¿no? De gordo. Bien delicioso.
¿Qué cosa?
Un pescado que me agarré.
Oh.
Me agarré un big striper. Mi mamá no me la cree. Piensa que no me agarré nada. Porque siempre dice que no agarro nada. What's a white striped bass? Oh, white striped bass? I'll show you. I'll show you what it is. A white striped bass is a sea bass. And I'll show you what it looks like. All right, here it is, watch. That's fresh out of the water right there, everybody. Look at that, it's 2 feet long. It's longer than my forearm, look at that, see that?
It's a keeper.
Yo me compré uno como ese así y me costó $30 el otro día. Grandote, así. Me hice un caldo, bien good. No viniste todos esos días.
I'm sorry, Mom. Okay, moving on. Dice aquí, did you see that striped bass? Gail, what's happening, baby? Good morning. Okay, dice, I usually catch crappie, white striped bass, and rainbow trout. Oh, you're lucky. That sounds hella good. Oh, wow, that thing is huge. Did you see that? It was like down to here. It was hella big when I was holding it up. And thank you. I usually don't catch jack, but once in a while I do. Out of every 5 days that I go fishing, I usually catch one fish one day. And it's expensive, but I do it for the fun. I don't do it because because I need to get free fish. And it's a lot more expensive to go. And it's a lot more expensive to. It's a lot more expensive to go fishing than it is to buy it at the store. Okay, for those of you that are curious. Okay, Kimberly says, I think you need to bring the catch home to Mom. Okay, next time I will, Kimberly. The other day I didn't bring it home because I got home late already. But my mom and my dad, they sleep very early. So by the time I got home and everything, it was already really late. And I didn't want to just bring it here and leave it in.
A las 8 nos dormimos nosotros.
Sí, pero ya eran como las 9 o las 10 cuando yo llegué.
Oh.
So that's why I took it home. I cleaned it that night. I did a video I did a live stream on cleaning it. I was cleaning it, I was cutting it, I was scaling it, and I did all that live. But different people watch me at different times of the day. Like right now, most of the people that are watching me right now, you guys are probably just having your coffee with us right now, getting ready to go to work, probably getting your kids ready to go to school and all that. And then I streamed live during work time from like 9 up of me working. Some people would like to watch me work because I put on music and I dance and I clown around. And then other people watch me on the evenings, and some people watch me at nighttime. So there's different groups of people that watch me because I post up random times and from doing different stuff. Okay. But next time I'll bring it home to my mom, Kimberly. Okay. Okay. Dice aquí, I only catch half the size of that one you got. I fell out. Well, crappies and all those fish are pretty small. Okay. So right, hey, at least you catch something, right? Crappies are really good eating too. También buenos fritos, como mojarras fritas, crappie, bluegill, all those are really good for frying, deep frying.
Las mojarras, por natural, tienen que hacerlas uno bien fritas, para que hasta, para no ahorcarse, porque sí ha habido muertes, personas que se ahorcan, se ahogan. Y no,
okay. Dice aquí, Post Clip says, all right, bro, I need to leave to school. If you are live later, I'll join. Thank you very much, Post Clips. Have a great day in school, man. Right on. God bless you, by the way. Yeah, you guys. So that's how it is. Okay, I post up in random times, just doing random stuff. I like to do different kinds of things. I noticed that a lot of the people that post live or do videos and all that, most of them specialize in like one thing. They're always doing kind of like the same thing. I like to do just random stuff, just bogus stuff or whatever. Just God bless you too, amigo. Órale, vato loco. Thank you very much. And so that's what I do. I like to do all kinds of just random stuff. Yesterday I did a live stream when I was doing my dad's toenails. I did his. I gave him a pedicure because my dad was telling us that his feet hurt because his nails grow really huge and awkward. So once they start growing too long, his feet hurt. Okay, and so yesterday I did a live stream. I was here with my mom and I was, cutting my dad's nails, filing them down, buffing them, and all that.
Para que te lo tomes.
Okay.
Aquí está, papá.
Y ahí están tus zapatos, ya quítate esos.
You got it, Dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be careful.
All right, you guys. So yeah, so I like to do all kinds of random stuff, you guys. Hey, thank you so much for all the roses. I appreciate that. Right on. And that was from Moon Polly Man. Hey, Moon Polly Man, I'm also the Azteca Health Man.
Cuidado ahí, se va por ahí.
Cuidado, papá. See, you got it, Dad?
On top.
Okay, he says he's got it, Mom. All right. So we're going to have a prayer here in a minute, so my mom could send me off to work.
Y tus zapatos de las agujetas ahí están por un lado de allá de tu mano izquierda.
So yeah, I do videos on stuff like that. Like, sometimes people have elderly parents like my mom and my dad, and I show them that sometimes you got to be doing stuff like that because it's they're uncomfortable and stuff. So that's why I gave my dad a pedicure yesterday. And I used to own my own nail salon back in the days, you guys. I had a nail salon in the Cottontown Mall. So I know how to do nails professionally. I'm not just doing it because of this or that. No, I used to do it professionally. And you know what? When I used to do nails, a lot of women would hit on me because I didn't wear a hard hat, of course. I always had my hair nice and. A lot of women would hit on me because I was always nice and clean cut, clean dressed, clean hands. Right now, as you can see, look, I have smashed fingers left and right. Oh, I have a few smashed fingers. See that? I smash my fingers all the time. My hands look all messed up because of my line of work. But when I was doing nails, I was always clean cut. And women like it when you're working on their hands and you're talking to them and you're working on their feet, you're talking to them and stuff like that. Women like that because most of the time, I don't know if you people notice, but for those of you that go to the nail salons and stuff, most of the time you're sitting there and the ladies or men that are working on your nails, they usually don't talk to you because most of the time, 99.9 of them are Vietnamese. The Vietnamese that's their specialty. If you go to any nail salons, they're usually always Asian people from Vietnam. So most of the time they just got their little mask on, they're working on your stuff, blah, 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 but they don't say nothing to you. And so when I was doing nails, I would be talking to people all the time. You know, ladies would tell me, you know, how their day's going. Oh, they're soccer moms, or, you know, whatever, or they're gonna go into some wedding, so they want to look real nice. And so, you know, I'd sit there and talk to them and all that kind of stuff. And I would get hit on all the time, all the time, all the time. But I didn't mix my business with personal, because it does not mix. Things could go wrong, and then you know, it's like opening a can of worms. So you know, I was only there just to work, not to pick up ladies. But for those of you men that are looking for a job that you can pick up women, nails is the way to go. Okay, all you gotta do is go get your license, and then you're ready to go. Okay. Hey, McChicken7 says, hey, the famous helmet guy. Thank you, McChicken. How are you this morning? Dios bendiga a su familia. Dice aquí Cilia Martínez, ¿verdad? Cilia Martínez. Okay, I get it now. Gracias, Cilia.
Thank you, Julie.
Are you going fishing? Oh, I gotta go to work. I was gonna play hooky and go to work. And go get some. I was gonna play hooky and go get some. And I was gonna go fishing and get some duck gooeys, but I decided not to, because going to work is also very important. I can't really play hooky all the time, you guys. You know? Okay. Amen. Dice McChicken and other. What time is it over there? Says Omar. Omar, right now it is exactly 6:46 a.m. And we are in California. This is Santa Rosa, California, Omar. Where are you watching us from? Okay, Juan says, ¿ya no trabaja o qué, padre? No, sí trabajo. No más que, como since I do live streaming, por eso estoy aquí. Yo cuando no, antes de que yo empezara a hacer live streaming, yo siempre llegaba a mi trabajo a las 7 de la mañana o antes.
Acá está tirado, mira.
Okay, thank you, mom. Pero, right now, I'm José Reynoso, your Azteca Health Man. Y siempre te estoy tratando de decir que agarres tu Azteca Heal on TikTok Shop now, Walmart Online, Flip, and en Amazon. Por eso hago estos morning shows en la mañana y mi trabajo puede esperar. Pero antes, yo siempre llegaba a mi trabajo a las 7 de la mañana o antes, ¿ok? Pero esto también es importante para mí. Por eso siempre hago estos live streams.
Ustedes también lleguen pronto a su trabajo, que sean bien cumplidos. No vayan a llegar como los del puerco, unos 15 minutos antes.
Omar dice, Dallas, Texas. It's 8:47 over here. Órale, shouts out to Dallas, Texas, especially to you, Omar. Gracias. Chris says, I traveled to Mexico City, 7:47. Really? It's Mexico City, 7:47 right now? Okay, so you're probably in the 1 hour. You're 1 hour in between Dallas and us. So that's cool. Right on. How is it over there today, Chris? Okay, talk to me, G. Says Edgar Calderón. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo le va? ¿De dónde eres usted? Okay, so that's why I'm here, you guys. But like I was telling you before I'd be at the job site already, I'd be getting ready to work already. You know, because look, ya salió el sol. And also, when you do construction work, you guys, it takes, if you get there late, by the time you get there, it's already really hot. Hace mucho calor y no da muchas ganas de empezar a trabajar. So in construction, especially with like the kind of work that we do, you want to start early in the morning, porque como hace mucho calor, you want to get the toughest stuff out of the way early in the morning. Porque si no estás ahí, sude y ya llegando tarde es como ya no dan ganas de andar muy...
El que madruga, Dios nuestro Señor lo ayuda, pero encomendándose a Él.
My mom says that the early, you know, like the early bird catches the worm. There's a saying in Spanish that says that whoever rises up early, God blesses him. So, yeah, el que madruga, Dios lo ayuda.
Primero Dios, decir, Padre mío, ya me voy a trabajar, cuídame y protégeme y acompáñame y tráeme con felicidad a mi casa. Okay.
All right. David Hernández, Arkansas. Órale, David Hernández de Arkansas. Saludos para usted. Chris says, I'm from Santa Ana. Right on. We're from San Rosa, California. San Rosa, California is about an hour north of San Francisco. Antonio dice, saludos de Pennsylvania. Vale, Antonio. Gracias por decirnos de dónde eres. I like it when people tell me where they're watching me from, because then that way I know how far my little show goes, you guys. Appreciate that very much. Okay? All right. Noah says, hey, from Hawaii. Wow. I always wanted to go there. People ask me that Houston, Texas, dice aquí Alfredo. Órale, Alfredo. People ask me that when I go to vacation, where do I go, or where would I go if I went on vacation? And Hawaii has always been my choice. It seems so tropical, like a paradise. Okay, so if I ever go on vacation, it's definitely gonna be to Hawaii. Okay, all right. Good morning from LA, California, and that's from Tish. Thanks, Tish. Appreciate that. And so I never leave California, you guys, because California has everything that I could want. We have everything here. There's women from all over the world here. Okay. We have high tech. We have redwood forest. We have the Pacific Ocean right here. I fish in the Pacific Ocean and in the San Francisco Bay all the time. It's also rivers and lakes and all kinds of stuff here in California that I really don't need to go anywhere. Thank you so much, says Noah. Orale, Noah. Yeah, so if I ever make it to Hawaii, Noah, take me fishing over there. Show me around or something. We'll go live on my show, and we could show everybody the best places of Hawaii. Which island do you live in, Noah? Do you live in the main island, or do you? Because there's a lot of islands there, right? So do you live on the main island? Okay. Phoenix Mate said, buenos días, compa, for you and tu jefita. All right. Thank you. Shy Girl. Shy Girl says, good morning, mother-in-law. Yeah, this is Shy Girl que te salude más a su suegrita. Thank you, Shy Girl.
Gracias.
Okay, Noah, they said, I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu, Hawaii. Oh, all right. So the main island is Hawaii, right? That's the main island, right? Hey, by the way, how many islands are there in the Hawaiian Islands, Noah? Do you know? Let us know, please. Mónico el Mexicano, what's happening, Jay? All right. ¿Cómo le va, vale? Check it out, Mónico. This is my mom. Él es Mónico, un amigo con el que fuimos a la escuela. I went to summer school with Mónico el Mexicano.
Saludarlo y gracias por ser amigo de mi hijo. Y pues, qué bien que desde lejos se saluden.
Sí, yo fui a la escuela con Mónico el Mexicano cuando estábamos en niños. En esos años no había muchos mexicanos en Sonoma County, okay? And we're talking about 40 plus years ago, right? There wasn't that many Mexicans in Sonoma County. It was very few. When I was going to, I'd be going to school in Petaluma. I was like, once in a while, I'd be the only Mexican in my class. Okay, but in those years, they had this migrant program for migrant kids that during the summer, once in a while, I'm sorry. It's during summer they would have a summer school program, right, for migrants like myself. And so the Mexicanos from all over Sonoma County they would pick us up on a bus, and they would take us to a hosting school, okay? Because they did that in different cities. Every year was a different school. Every year was a different school. And so Monico right here, his last name is Dominguez. Monico Dominguez, el mexicano aquí. He was one of those kids that I grew up with, okay? Him and his brother Alfonso, his sister, ¿cómo se llama tu hermana tú? Se llama she was a little bit older. My brother used to go to school. He was in the same grade with her. Se llama oh man, I forget her name. Pero Monico and Alfonso, we were basically the same age. So, you know, I grew up with them. So the migrant summer school class, that school program, was a really good way to meet other Mexicans in the area. Okay, or else otherwise I probably would have never met you, Monico, or your brother. And so in those years, that program was great. Yolanda, Simon, gracias, Monico. And because my brother used to was in her grade, and my brother had pictures of a couple pictures of him in summer school, and your sister was one of the girls that was in my brother's classes. So that's how I remember her, because of my brother Eligio. And so that program was great, you guys, because we were able to meet other Mexicanos in Sonoma County, okay? And like me, I used to live in dairies. Yo vivía en ranchos. So, you know, if they wouldn't have had that program, there's a lot of my friends that I would have never met, you know, or wouldn't be that close to.
Milking cows.
Yeah, my dad used to work in dairy, so we'd be out in the middle in the boomfuck nowhere. And so during summer school, I always looked forward to the migrant program, to go to summer school, because it was a lot of fun, okay? They used to give us a hot breakfast. As soon as we got to the school, they had breakfast for us, okay? They had a cafeteria, so they would give us breakfast, okay? Y luego they would give us a hot lunch, and they would give us a snack in the afternoon, graham crackers and frutas and stuff. And in our regular school, there was no such thing, okay? So that's one of the things that I looked forward to going to summer school, was the lunch program and meeting other vatos like Monico here. And so I think that I wouldn't have met that many Mexicanos when I was a little boy if it wouldn't have been for that migrant summer school program. And I met Monico here through that program, okay? Him and his brother went to school with me, okay? Alfonso Dominguez and other Mexicanos that I met through that program. Speaking of Mexicanos that I met through that program, I seen Paco Sandoval yesterday, okay? Paco Sandoval is another Mexicano that I met through the migrant program in summer school. And I seen him on the freeway yesterday. He's like, hey, Azteca, man, TikTok, blah, blah. And I'm driving down, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And so I'm like, hey, hang on a minute, let's do a video. So I grabbed my phone real quick, and I'm trying to drive and do a video with him at the same time. And it didn't come out. I forgot to push record. So I'm sorry about that, Paco. Shouts out to you, Vato. Appreciate it. Paco Sandoval is another one of those homies that I grew up with. Me and him were the same age. So we were always in the same class together.
Él es hermano de Lorenzo Sandoval.
Sí, él es hermano de Lorenzo. Es hijo de ellos.
Oh,
¿Qué?
De sus hermanos.
Sí.
Lorenzo tiene muchos hermanos. Y tenía una mujer, su esposa, bien bonita. Y se trajo otra bonita de ella, de México.
Wow.
Porque se le murió.
137 islands in Sonoma. Wow, right? Really? There's that many? That is amazing. Thank you for letting us know. Good morning, Hills 4. How you doing, Mama? Stacy says, good morning. Thank you, Stacy. Hope you're doing good, baby. Okay, Anita dice, you like fishing? Have you seen the umbrella fish poles? Neat, you catch to a lot of fish. Check it out. All right, I'm gonna check it out, baby. Thank you for letting me know. Kuka says, hi, buenos dias. Thank you, Kuka. Nice to have you here again, Mama. So yeah, you guys, Paco Sandoval is another person that I met through that program. Monico el Mexicano here, amongst other people, you know, here in Sonoma County. We're all older now, of course. But in those days, I think that if we wouldn't have gone to that summer school program, none of us probably would have met, okay? They also had the Adelante program where the kids that were getting ready to go, they were in high school already. It was like a college prep, and they would hold it at the Santa Rosa Junior College. So you know what? All those programs were very, very positive. And one of the reasons why they were very positive is because we got to meet other Mexicanos. I don't think I would have met that many Mexicanos in those days because, like I was telling you, we used to live in ranchos. So I went to my little school, in Petaluma, the whole year, and there was very, very few Mexicanos in that school. So if I wouldn't have gone to the migrant summer school program, I would have not made a lot of friends that like Monico here and other people that were here in Sonoma County in those years. Okay, so right on to that program. I don't know if they still
Yo
do it.
trabajé con la abuelita de ese muchacho, su mamá,
Uh-huh.
en la costura, en la fábrica de costura.
Oh, wow.
Se apellida Farías, ella se apellidaba, que yo no sé si todavía viva.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Okay, Anita, thank you, Anita, for letting me know that. That's awesome. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. So yeah, you guys, also listen to this, okay, you guys. I've been wanting to tell you this for a while, and so I'm gonna tell you now. When we were little kids, I used to go to Kiwana Springs School right here in Santa Rosa. It's over there by Petaluma Hill Road. When we were young, there was no such thing as a lunch program. Okay, there was no such thing as a lunch program for people like me. And my mom here, mi mamá aquí, esta señora así de chaparrita como la ven, she was very intelligent. Okay, she and another lady se llamaba Anselma,
Sí, Anselma Pérez.
Anselma Perez.
No,
They asked the county, they asked basically the government here that they needed help. Look, for migrant ladies, we can't afford to feed our children that well, and because we didn't have.
Una india americana de las meras.
Oh, and some other native lady. She was an Indian from here.
Tres.
It was three of them. They went to asking the government for help in those days when I was in kindergarten in those days. Okay, you guys. So that's how long ago it's been. My mom, esa señora Anselma Perez, and some Indian lady from here. The state.
No, ella era inglesa.
Pues she didn't speak Spanish is what she's trying to say.
Oh.
It was three of them. So my mom, esa señora, and that other lady, the state took them to Los Angeles, okay? The state took them to Los Angeles.
Y nos dieron 3 días y no un hotel para
They gave them, they bought them an airplane ticket. They put them up in a hotel there for like 3 days, and
y nos pagaron la babysitter y a mí.
And they gave them a little bit of money for babysitting, I guess, or whatever. And my mom spoke in front of the state, okay? In front of the state.
Más de 1,000 personas allí en un lugar donde había con los grandes un grande señor que iba a venir, y allí le pedí yo la ayuda. Le dije, pero yo no soy nomás la más pobre, las otras no pudieron venir, pero a ver, yo tengo el placer de estar aquí. Y Anselma escribía lo que yo hablaba, y pues allá también y lo que yo hablé, abrieron cocinas y pusieron más bases y ayudaron a Santa Rosa.
Yeah.
Y después ya me decían que cómo le había hecho. Dije, pues yo nomás hablé allí, no.
All right.
No
So,
sé nada.
okay, you hear that, right? My mom says that she was there in front of over 1,000 people speaking, and the governor of California was there in those years. So my mom was basically telling the state that, look, I'm a poor mother, I'm a migrant lady, I don't have that many resources, I don't have enough money to pack a lunch for my kids to go to school. There was no bus service for us and stuff in those days, and so my mom was saying, look, I'm not the poorest person, and I'm not the only one. It's just but I came to represent the people that are in need in my area, and so we're asking if you guys could help us with anything to help feed our children at school, and help us out, because my mom would walk us
Yo
to
no
school.
sé cómo se llamaría el señor, pero el mero grandotote
Sí, el
que fue
gobernador.
allí, y se apellidaba Liguivina. Y el que vino a pedir que fuera alguien pues a pedir la ayuda se llamaba Miguel Hidalgo, otra persona que vino a una junta de la escuela. Y entonces a mí toda la gente decía que yo, y dije, y pues le dije, no, yo no puedo, pues pídale permiso a su esposo y le vamos a pagar la babysitter y todo, pues mis hijitos yo ya los tenía. Y así pasó. Y 3 días allá. Y nos daban la comida y el hotel, pues. Pero hotel compartido con mi amiga Anselma.
Okay.
Ella su cama y yo la mía.
So basically, you know, Miguel Hidalgo went here to the schools and talking to parents like my mom and stuff, you know, asking them if there was anybody that would, you know, go and represent our community, you know, and everybody pointed to my mom, I guess, you know, voting her. Nobody wanted to go. Nobody wanted to go, and you know, people were embarrassed that you know, no, I don't want to go. So everybody kind of like pressured my mom into doing it, and my mom, as you can see, she's a very sociable person, right?
Y necesitaban otra persona, y también Anselma tenía sus criaturas y todo, y entonces entonces yo la sugerí a ella, y digo, ¿pero para qué? Digo, le digo, usted también necesita ir, y también le van a pagar la visita y todo, ¿para qué se agüita?
Yeah. So anyways, you guys, look, my point is that thanks to people, to my mom, and those other 2 ladies, they were brave enough to go and speak in front of all these people. And you gotta think about it. In those days, my mom, she barely spoke.
Fueron de Coachella, de muchos lugares, venía gente allí a ese lugar, de las tocantes a las escuelas. Y hasta conocí a la mamá de Luis López Nambo, ahí un locutor que estaba por radio, dijo, me saluda mi hijo. Pues yo que sabía dónde estaba su hijo, no. Nomás él salía por radio.
Okay, so see, my mom, she was a very brave woman, you know, to go and to ask, you know, for help, letting the state know that, you know, there's a lot of poor migrants here in our area, and you know, we're poor, we can barely afford, you know, to be here, and we need help. If you guys could help us, please help.
Y cada quien iba de su condado y a pedirle ayuda para su ciudad. Y yo hablé, pues yo nomás hablé lo que tenía que hablar. Y la de inglés, pues ella habló también. Y todos los ojos miran a uno. Pues a mí no me da pena hablar ni delante del rico ni delante del pobre, porque yo soy muy sociable, aunque esté pobre.
So my point is that one of the reasons why we started getting a lunch program and the summer school migrant program, which we're talking about, that's how I met Monico here, is because my mom and a couple of ladies, they spoke, you know, we're poor, we need help, you know, they weren't asking for handouts, okay, that's not what they were there about, but they were brave enough to ask for help for their children, okay, and so after that, we started getting hot meals at school. They set up a bus program for us, and then they started that migrant school program, that summer school migrant program. Okay, because of ladies like my mom, there was only 3 ladies that went from Sonoma County to speak for this county. Okay, so a lot of those programs that they started in those days were.
No, de Sonoma también fue otro.
Por eso pues, pero de aquí de Sonoma County nomás fueron ustedes.
Sí.
Okay, so that's what I mean. So, you know, so that migrant school program, Monico, that me and you met and other Mexicanos when we were little boys, a lot of it had to do because our parents were brave enough to ask for help. Okay, and it worked. We got a lunch program, we got a bus program, and then we started that summer school program. Okay, you guys. So even though my mom seems so humble and cute, my mom is very intelligent. Okay.
Pues ya estoy mansita ya.
Ay, love you, mommy. Okay, you guys. So that opened more opportunities for us when we were little kids, and I remember all that. And so that when I see and I talk to people like Monaco here, that reminds me right away of what a brave woman my mom was in those days to be able to speak out, to not be afraid to ask for help. Okay, because if you don't speak out, nothing gets done. Is my point. Okay, so for those of you that next time you those of you next time that you see somebody from the summer school migrant program, remember that it took people like my mom to ask for help. Okay, and so uh, a lot of those people that I met through the summer school program and stuff, they don't know about that. They didn't know that my mom had a lot to do with that because she was not scared to ask for help. Okay, when you need help, ask. Don't stutter. Okay, and so my mom has a lot to do with that. For those of you that didn't know, my mom had a lot to do with those programs getting started because she was brave enough to ask for help. Okay, okay. Good morning, Vale, dice aquí Fernando Lopez. Gracias, Fernando. Okay, you guys, so it's getting ready. Time for me to get going here. I got probably another 15
Yo nunca he
minutes.
tomado licor, ni nunca nada de eso, ni fumado, ni nada, yo no.
Madre, pero nunca es muy tarde.
Pues solo que tuviera crazy.
Okay, buenos días, saludos, dice Daisy. Thank you, Daisy.
Los esposos que dejan fumar a la mujer, pues ¿qué? Le dan un beso y se cuenta que besan a otro hombre, pues no las dejen fumar.
Oh, I didn't go fishing yesterday. I went fishing on Sunday, and I caught a striped bass, and I also caught a stingray. The stingrays I don't take home because they don't taste good, so I always throw them back. Am I fishing today? No, unfortunately, I gotta go to work.
Se pueden brindar en una boda, un chat nomás y ya. Yo ni cuando iba a las fiestas y que me daban el brindis, yo por ahí
Julio
lo
dice,
ponía en una maceta por ahí, ¿no?
Mis papás me trajeron de México a los Estados Unidos cuando era niño también. Pues yo también por eso doy gracias a mi papá y a mi mamá que me hayan traído para acá.
Y a mí también me trajeron, también de 7 y 8 años, mis padres.
¿Cuántos años tienes en California? Dice
yo ya
Daisy.
conocí a Estados Unidos cuando yo ya me casé. Yo ya venía antes con mis padres. Y hasta los pasaportes, los que tenían niño, o le ponían el retrato del niño a la mamá o al papá y era un puro pasaporte.
Wow. Yo tengo aquí en California, Daisy, desde que tenía 5 años y ahorita tengo 52. So tengo 47 años aquí en Estados Unidos, aquí en California. Okay, you guys, so I thought I'd tell you guys about that because it's I usually don't talk about that, pero when I saw my friend Monico here, Mexicano, that reminded me of that, okay? And so when I was a little boy, it took 3 brave women from Sonoma County, okay? Anselma Perez, my mom here, Josefina Reynoso, and some other...
Y ella también era bien trabajadora, hacía un pan muy bueno y también era como yo, también sabía hablar ella, también.
And some other native Indian lady from here, okay? She didn't speak Spanish, but...
sociable ella.
So these 3 brave ladies went in front of thousands of people, in front of the California governor in those days, asking for help for their families, letting them know that, look, we're poor migrants, and we're not asking for handouts, we're asking for help to feed our children, to be healthier. You know, we didn't have a lunch program in those days. We didn't have buses to pick us up, and there was no migrant summer school yet. So somebody from the state came to the schools, you know, and asked if there was people, ladies like my mom, willing to ask for help to the governor. And nobody wanted to go. Everybody would just kept pointing the finger at my mom because, you know, people were embarrassed. In those days, they were hell scared of La Migra and all kinds of stuff. And as you can see, my mom says she's a sociable person, right? So everybody basically kind of like kept pointing the finger to my mom, kind of like voting her in. So my mom and that lady, Anselma Perez, and that other Indian lady, they went from here, from Sonoma County, to represent Sonoma County in front of the state. Okay, they gave them airfare, they bought them airplane tickets, and they put them up in a hotel. And it's the so my mom was able to speak in front of thousands of people, asking for help because she says that you know she basically told them that look, we're migrants from Mexico, we're very poor, we can barely afford our rent here, and she had 6 kids, okay. And so my mom was telling them that look, it's really hard for me
También
to.
Anselma tenía 6.
Oh, that lady had 6 also on Selma. And so my mom was telling the state that look, there's no way for us to take our kids to school. We got to walk them to school every morning. And, I can't afford to pack a lunch for them. And it's so no, if you can help us, please help. I'm not the only one in Sonoma County that needs help. There's other ladies out here, and there's other poor migrant families that are in desperate need of help. And so, but a lot of them didn't want to go because they were scared of La Migra. They don't want nothing to do with the government. And so it took brave ladies, those 3 brave ladies, like one of them was my mom here, to go up in front of thousands of people, asking the governor, asking the state of California to intervene, to help. Okay? To intervene, to help, asking the state, asking the state if a state could help, that that we're in dire need of help. So my mom was and those 3 ladies went to represent Sonoma County in front of the state, and you know what? It helped. It big time help. All of a sudden, we had a lunch program to where the school was feeding us, because in those days only the Anglos people would eat lunch in the cafeteria because they had money, and us we'd just be kind of looking at them like no food to eat, right? So then after that, they started a lunch program for us. Lunch program for us, and a lot of the migrants, Mexicanos, they started getting lunches in their schools. A lot of people that are my age don't know about that, And so that's why I wanted to share that with you. One of the biggest reasons that started happening is because of my mom and those 3 ladies. They were not scared, and they were brave enough to go in front of thousands of people, asking the governor of California to help us out. Okay, and my mom was not exaggerating. My mom was very poor, so was my dad. They had 6 kids. And my dad was busting his butt working, several jobs. My mom was also working, making tortillas, making all kinds of stuff, trying to help my dad out in those years. Okay, so the state opened up a lunch program for us. Okay, we started getting lunch in school. They started a bus program for us, so the buses would pick us up now. Because before, my mom would have to walk us to school every morning and pick us up in the afternoon. I was in kindergarten, you guys, okay? And so all of a sudden we were getting a lunch at school, which was really cool because you're hungry. And then and they started picking us up in the bus, so that was really cool too. And then they started that migrant summer school program, and that's the reason why I started talking about that, because my friend here, Mónico el Mexicano, is watching us right here on Facebook right now. And so that reminded me of that, because I met Monico here through the migrant summer school program through there. Okay, him and other people that I would have probably never met if it wouldn't have been for that program, which my mom was a big part of helping get it. Okay, because she was brave enough to go in front of thousands of people asking for help. Okay, so a lot of you that don't know that, now you know. So next time you see my mom and you went through those programs, give her a highs up or something. Say, what's up, tia? Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, dice aquí, Julio dice, es todo. Alguna vez en Nuevo Jersey, allí sí mutaron mis padres. Mi barrio es bastante bonito. Órale, Julio. Qué bien. All right, you guys.
Sí, pues la pata yo ya no puedo.
¿Te ayuda?
Fumando, me acababa.
Ok. Pobrecita de mi mamá. Yeah, you guys. So, anyways, I started talking about that because my friend Monico here reminded me of that, and so I was able to meet a lot of other Mexicanos through the migrant summer school program that otherwise I would have not been able to meet. In those years, like I was telling you, my dad was living in he had us living in ranchos, in dairies, way out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the woods, big dairies. Because in those days, my dad would be working for those ranchos, and the ranchos provided him with a house to live in. And so that's one of the reasons my dad worked in dairies in those years, because having 6 kids, and then was very tough. So my dad toughed it out in working in dairies. He had 2 shifts, a day shift and a night shift. Okay, rain or shine, he had to be out there in the fields getting the cows to come and milk them. Whether it was raining, storming, whatever. And my dad was out there. And one of the reasons why he put up with this was because he had 6 kids, and the dairies offered him a house to live in. Okay, so my mom was able to ask for help from California, and thank God they listened to my mom and those other 2 ladies. And I want to say thanks to those people that helped us get that program started too. My mom said that one of those men was called Miguel Hidalgo. Okay, I never met the man, but he's the one that would go to the schools and try to get parents to ask for help, because he couldn't just say, okay, we need this, we need that, blah blah blah. No, he was trying to. He was one of the organizers that got things moving. Okay, got the ball rolling. And so my mom was brave enough to go all the way down there to Los Angeles. In those days, you guys gotta realize that this was a big deal. Nowadays, it ain't no big deal. Everything's easier. But in those days, it was a big deal. And so, thanks to my mom, some of those programs got started. And so that's one of the reasons why I got to meet people like Monico here, and other people in Sonoma County that I would have never been able to meet. Because once the regular school year was over in regular school, you had summer, right? So we'd be stuck on the ranch. I mean, it was fun out there too, because there was a lot of things to do. I'd go shooting, I'd go hunting, I'd go fishing, and all that. But that would be my whole summer. But once the summer school program started, the bus would pick us up out there in the middle of boomfuck nowhere, and it would take us to a different school every year for the summer. And it was all migrant people. It were puros Mexicanos. De vez en cuando there'd be like a Portuguese there, or there'd be like a Korean there, or a migrant. Migrant means people that migrated here, right? So that's why it was called the migrant program or something like that. And so if it wouldn't have been for that program, a lot of us would have not met. Okay, guys, for those of you that live in Sonoma County and you went to the summer school program, the migrant program, a lot of that got started thanks to, in part, to my mom. Okay, because she was a brave little mom asking the government to help us. I mean, we paid taxes and everything, so it's not like we were asking for free handouts. Okay, and so that was a very positive program that got started in those years. Ay, I'm tired. I'm sorry, not that many people are coming today. Everybody's all quiet today. Buenos días, siempre positivo, amigo. Gracias, DJ Angel. Shouts out to you, homie. Remember all the tortas you had. Ay.
Aquí te tengo un galón de agua para que pongas tu jugo de estaca aquí.
Thank you, mommy.
Y ahí
Oh,
vas.
¿sabes qué? I was gonna remind you guys another one of the reasons why I liked that summer school program was. Siéntate aquí, ma. Siéntate allí, ma.
Hijo, gracias.
Another reason why I liked the summer school migrant program was because and for those of you that weren't, you guys probably remember this. During every Friday, we would have a dance. Okay, that the teachers would let us have a dance there. We would bring our boom boxes in those years, and we'd bring different musica, and so we would have a dance. You got to dance with the other girls there, and this and that. Every Friday there was a dance. Okay. And the guys that knew break dancing in those days, they would break dance and all that. And we didn't do that in the regular schools, but in the summer school program, Every Friday was dance Friday, so you know you're able to ask the girls to dance with you, you know, and so that was one of those things that I also missed. I didn't know how to dance or shit, but it was still fun, you know. I was born with 2 left feet. Hardhead lover, orale. Well, thank you for being a hardhead lover. Buenos dias, my friend. Says Big O. Orale, Big O. Saludos de Tennessee. Let's go. Knicks, Pops. Orale, go Knicks. Okay, Mónico el Mexicano says, remember we only had 2 Mexican stores as well. Cocos, yep. Bakery in Santa Rosa and La Luna Market in Hillsburg. That's right, Mónico. Very good. Okay, in those days, you guys, for those of you that live in Santa Rosa or in Sonoma County,
Íbamos al cine allá a Hillsborough.
we only had 2 Mexican stores here in the whole county. Okay, that's how it was in those days. Okay, there was this market called La Cocos Panaderia right here on Sebastopol Road. Okay, and there was a saying in those days que el que no conoce La Cocos no conoce Santa Rosa, because it was the only Mexican store anywhere right here on Sebastopol Road. And the other one was called La Luna Market in Hillsburg, California. Okay, and so my dad would take us to those stores once, maybe twice a month. Okay, to get the little Mexican stuff that he needed. And one of the things that we would buy there, my older brother would get it, was La Revista de Calimán. I don't know if you guys know who Calimán is, but that's one of the things I remember getting in those stores once or twice a month, because my brother used to read those. It was like a comic. Calimán is like a superhero, Mexican superhero. Okay, and so
La novela de Porfirio Cadena.
Okay, Simón. So anyways, you guys, that's to just kind of give you an idea of how many Mexicans were actually here in the county in those days. There was only 2 stores in the whole Sonoma County, okay, that sold Mexican products. And nowadays, if you go down Sebastopol Road in Santa Rosa, you don't see no more American stores in that whole strip all the way down. All the businesses are Mexican. You got Mexican tire places, you got Mexican this, Mexican that, blah, 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 blah. You don't see no American restaurants on that whole strip anymore. It's basically, they call it Little Tijuana. Some people call it Little Tijuana. And you see what the difference is? And you don't see white people walking down Sebastopol Road anymore. And the ones that you do see, some bumps, you know, the homeless. But in those days, it was the opposite. You didn't see no Mexicans walking down Sebastopol Road. It was all American people. It was all American people. And so that's how much Sonoma County has changed. To this day, it's a big, big, big change. A lot of it is because people my age, now, they have a lot of kids. They have grandkids and stuff now. Okay, but in those days, there was no Mexicans. You didn't see Mexicans walking around town or anywhere around here. That's why there was only 2 Mexican stores in all of Sonoma County. Okay, you guys, thank you, Monica, for bringing that up. So you guys can see that we have seen a lot of big, big changes in Sonoma County in my lifetime. Okay. Okay, what TV shows do you watch, Dale? I don't watch TV anymore. I do my own shows. Anytime I go live, anytime I want to watch TV, I always turn on my cameras and people can watch me. Yay!
Y alguien me preguntó que para la alergia de la piel es como cuando pica la hiedra, una loción que es para la resura se llama Safris o algo así. Y nomás se da toquecitos y ya no le vuelve la alergia.
Okay, you guys. So anyways, so that's why I was talking about that. Thank you, Monica, for reminding me about that. You reminded me of the migrant summer school right away, because that's where I met you. So imagine little kids like me in those years. A lot of them lived down in ranchos in the middle of nowhere and stuff. So if it wasn't for that migrant summer school program, a lot of us would have never met. Okay, you guys. And so that program was held in a different school every year. Sometimes it'd be in Hillsburg, sometimes it'd be in Sebastopol, sometimes it'd be in Santa Rosa, sometimes it would be in Windsor, Sonoma, wherever. But those programs started thanks to, in big part, thanks to my mom here, and to those other 3 ladies that were asking for help for us to have a lunch program, a bus program, and stuff like that. And then they started that migrant summer school program. So for those of you that met me through the summer school program, a lot of it is thanks to my mom. Imagine, we wouldn't have met, or we'd be out there just wasting our times during the summer. But summer school was a lot of fun, you guys. It was a lot. It wasn't like regular Gawa school. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Okay, it was really cool. I had a lot of fun, you guys. Okay, so anyways, I gotta go. When we win a certified torta pound. Right. Okay, you guys, ya me voy a ir. A ver si mi mamá aquí nos da una bendición. Hopefully she can say a prayer for all of you that are in need of a prayer. Para los que estén malitos y los que tengan familia que estén malitos. My mom.
Enfermitos.
Enfermitos. A ver si mi mamá les ayuda aquí, ¿dama?
Sí.
A ver, take it away, mom.
Primero la de Dios y después Dios la mía. La bendición de Dios Padre, de Dios Hijo y de Dios Espíritu Santo. Amén. La bendición de Dios Padre, de Dios Hijo y de Dios Espíritu Santo. Amén. Padre Santísimo, te pido por estas familias que están enfermos, por todos los presos, también te pido, Señor. Te pido por los que están en un hospital esperando su salud. Te pido por los que estén esperando un corazón, un ojo o lo que sea. Ayúdalos, Señor. Dale la posibilidad de que recuperen su salud. Tú lo puedes, Padre mío. En vos confío. Sagrado Corazón de Jesús, en vos confío que esas personas tengan consuelo. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Y pues ya tengo el tiempo muy medido y voy a seguir pidiendo por ustedes y también por Brian.
Hoy también por Ezequiel, el niñito que necesita el corazón
Sí, también.
en San Francisco.
Y por todos los que necesiten, no les sé que ellos no saben que estamos aquí, ¿verdad? Porque yo no soy nada, soy pecadora también, pero también soy faltosa y yo pido por ustedes y por mí.
Yeah. Thank you, Mommy.
I
I love you, Mommy.
love you. No olvides más las palabras.
Okay, Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. All right, you guys.
No arregla la gente diciendo malas palabras así. No puede agarrar bien la bendición porque trae la boca suelta.
I'm sorry, Mom. Sarita dice también por los enfermos.
Sí, y también por las muchachas que agarran mal camino y se van a la vagabundeada, que reflexionen y también que no descompongan matrimonios. Y los hombres que andan de garraletos también, que no descompongan matrimonios, no dejen a sus esposas, porque dicen, porque ni se arregla. ¿Cómo se va a arreglar si está preparando comida, lavando y limpiando? ¿Cómo va a andar allí bien? Y en cambio los demás pues andan bien con uñotas y pestañotas y todo. Pero vaya a verles allí la casa, a ver cómo la tienen. Ni siquiera le ofrecen un sándwich allí de frijoles o de alguna otra cosa. También se hacen sándwiches de frijoles, vean qué buenos están.
All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and go now. I hope you have a great day.
Bien sequecitos y luego con su huevito y en una lonchera de termal y sus taquitos y se come bien. De lo que uno tiene de papas o su lonche para el hombre y su platanito, su naranja y su agua fresca congelada. Y si no, su café en el tiempo del frío, en un termo termal. Siempre llegaban calientes los tacos, era para acá, para atrás, cuando no comían.
Sí, mamá. Okay, you guys, thank you very much. I gotta go. Hasta la bye-bye. Thank you over here on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, everybody over here on